Hey guys, this is Devasis and you are watching C programming tutorial. In this video, we discuss about very important topic, that is array. Okay, so let's start. Array is very useful thing in C programming. It used so many times when we write the code in C programming. So in this tutorial, you will learn to work with arrays. You will learn to declare, initialize and access element of an array with the help of example. So in this video, we learn how to declare an array, how to initialize the array and how to access the element of array which we declare inside them. Okay. So next, here you see that one picture. This is the structure of array. In this array, we get two parts, that is indices and element area. Okay, indices actually the index position of the array where we store a particular number, and element position is inside the array where we store the actual value. That means if I write 5 inside this position, so the position name is index 0, we store the value inside array position 0. Okay, so here you see that the length of this array is 10. That means it starts from 0 to 9. You have to remember that arrays start always from 0 and its endpoint is basically depend upon the user, how much amount of memory space it's occupy or how much amount of memory space it requires to perform the operation. So it's depend upon the user. Now we see how to declare array. Basically in array declaration, first is data type, next the name of array and then size of array. The data type, it may be integer type, character type or float type, anything. Then we put one name of this array, and after write the name, we have to declare the size of the array. It can store up to that number. Beyond that number, it can't store. You just calculate how much amount of memory space you require to doing that operation. Okay, so let's see. An array is a variable that store the multiple value. So what is array? An array is a variable that can store multiple values, but similar type. If we declare the data type integer, we cannot store the character or the float value inside that array. You have to remember that which data type you store, you first initialize the data type of that array. So for an example, here we store 5 integers. So we just write the data type int, take one name that is marks, write the size of that array that is 5. Okay, so in this way we declare the array that is integer marks 5. So here we declare an array that is name is marks of integer type and its size is 5, means it can hold 5 integer points value. It is important to note that the size and the type of array cannot be changed once it is declared. So you have to be very careful when you declare the array. Next is access array element. Okay, so how we access the array elements? You can access the elements of an array by indices. Okay, so whenever we want to access the element which we store inside that array, we can get the elements by the indices. Suppose you declare an array marks above. The first element is marks 0. So I told you that array is starting from 0. So marks 0 is the first position here. Then marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, marks 4. So it's basically up to marks 4 because we declare the array size up to 5, starting from 0 to 4. Marks 0, second element is marks 1 and so on. You have to remember that arrays have 0 at its first index. Okay, not 1. In for loop, we declare the initial value of I, that is 1. But from now, we declare the value of an array that is from 0 and up to n-1. In this example, mark 0 is the first element, and if the size of an array is n, to access the last element, the n-1 index is used. Okay, so first index is 0 and the last index is n-1. So if we want to get the last element inside the array, we have to put the index number, that is n-1. I hope you understand. Next, how to initialize an array. it is possible to initialize an array during declaration. For example, at the time of declaration, we write the integer type and put the name of that array, that is marks. Then we declare the size of that array, that is 5. Okay. After that, at the time of declaration, if we want to declare all the values, so we put the second bracket here, and inside the second bracket we put all the values by using comma. Then we put one semicolon. So in this way you can declare the array at the time of initialization. Next, you can also declare the array in this way. First declare the data type, then name of the array, but did not initialize the size of that array. You can see that this is blank space, and then we write equals to, and up inside the second bracket we put all the values by using comma. Okay, so you may declare the size or may not. If you declare all the values of array at the initial position, it is not mandatory to declare the size of this array. Okay, here we did not specify the size. However, the compiler knows that the size as we are initializing, that is 5 elements, because we put 5 elements here. Okay, or we declare the 5 elements here. So compiler automatically knows the size of that array, that is marks, equals to 5. So we did not write the size of this array. But if we not declare all the values of array at the initial position, then we have to put the size of array. Okay, here you see all the index value of that array marks, that is marks 0, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3 and marks 4, and the size of this array is 5. So the value of marks at the position of index value 0 is 19. The value of marks at the index position 1, that is 10. The value of marks at the index position 2, that is 8. The value of marks at the index position 3, that is 17, and the marks the index position 4 is 9. Okay, this is the index value or the position of the array, and inside that position this is the value of that array. Next, change the value of array elements. So how we change the value of array? So in this way we can declare the value of array at the initial position, that is integer marks, and the size of this array, that is 5, and we declare all the 5 elements, 19, 10, 8, 17 and 9. If we want to make the changes, suppose make the value of the third element to -1. So what is the third element? That is 0, 1 and 2. So this is the third element value, that is 8. So we have to change the value of the third element 8 to -1. So how we can do that? Simply we just write the name of the array, that is marks, indicate the index value, that is 2, and then we just assign the value, that is 1. If we want to make the value of the fifth element to 0, so what is the value of the fifth element? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 9 is the fifth element. We want to change the value from 9 to 0. So similar way we just write the name of this array, that is marks, and the index number in which position we want to change the value. So we write number 4 because basically it is n-1. So index value is 5. 5 minus 1 equals to 4. So marks 4 equals to 0. So in this way we change the value arrays. Okay, so I hope you understand how to declare array, how to initialize array, and how to access all the elements, index numbers of array and element, how to declare the value inside array. Okay, in the next video we'll learn how to print the value of array, how to get the value of array from user, and we write simple examples using array. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Please like this video, share this video, and please subscribe TechG. Thank you.